And let's just get into Gemini. Let's just get into Gemini. Let's see what y'all got going on. I love how some of y'all's energy is stronger than others. Gemini energy doesn't feel like normal Gemini energy right now. But it doesn't feel bad either. We'll see. We'll see. So, 3 shuffles for Gemini. 3 shuffles. 3 shuffles for Gemini. The twins. The twins. Okay, and then we're going to cut the deck. And let's see what we got for Gemini. Gemini. The Chariot. Strength. 10 of Wands. A lot of the same cards are coming out tonight. I'll explain that in a second, though. I understand. So, Gemini, it feels like you may be in a place of not knowing who you are. And not in the same way as I was speaking on Leo. It feels like that's how you feel. It feels like you feel like you don't know who you are. Almost as if you are second guessing your identity. Let's see. You have the Chariot, Strength, 10 of Wands, 5 of Wands, 6 of Cups, and the 5 of Swords. So with the Chariot, I feel like you're still moving. You're still going. You're still, you're still Gemini. But this reading just feels like a bunch of inner conflict. Like the 5 of Wands and the 5 of Swords. And okay. I see. So don't get offended, y'all, but it feels like all of your personalities are fighting for dominance right now. It feels like it almost feels like you're trying to decide. Well, let me say this. It feels like you feel like you need to decide which version of yourself is really you. That's what it feels like. King of Swords. And with this 6 of Cups, it feels like you're doing that because you feel like you've given way too much outside of yourself. Way too much outside of yourself. Way too much outside of yourself. It feels because it feels like you're having a problem because you just feel like you've given too much of yourself. So now you have an inner conflict on whether you should continue to allow yourself to be that giver or step into this King of Swords energy. Wow. Wow. It also feels like, and y'all excuse the way that I say this, but it also feels like that whatever, it feels like there's somebody specifically that you were giving to that like completely played in your face. Like, they made you feel like they understood you. They made you feel like they were riding for you. They made you feel like you were, you know, you were truly a confidant, and you could, and they made you feel like you could trust them. Just to turn around and realize they were a snake in the grass almost. 8 of Cups. Yeah. Yeah, so you're within, you've gone inward right now, and you're in this conflict with yourself about where to go next, because you feel like you've given too much of yourself. You feel like you feel like you allowed someone to take way too much of your energy. That's what it feels like. Page of Coins, Knight of Staff. So I'm gonna leave the cards out of this for a second, because I feel like this is what some of you may need to hear. So if that resonated with you, Gemini, what I want you to understand about that, which is just the energy I'm getting for you, is that was meant to teach you. That was meant to teach you that it is okay to trust someone. Even if you feel like you trusted the wrong person, that was almost meant to give you the experience of actually trusting somebody. And now what you can learn from it is not to close yourself off just because this situation went bad. It's still okay to trust. You just may have to be, you may have to look at it from a different perspective before you actually give someone else your trust. You may have to look at things from a different perspective before you trust the next person. So even though this situation didn't work out, even though you realize, okay, this person wasn't the person you could trust, the advice I'm feeling for you is don't shut yourself off from allowing yourself to trust the next person. Just be more cautious about, be more, not more cautious, be more mindful of the perspective you look at it. That's what I keep hearing. Be more mindful of the angle you look at it. Because it really feels like you wanted to trust this person because they fulfilled something you value. They fulfilled something you believe in. But you may not have looked beyond that one thing, is what I'm feeling. So Chin up, Geminis. Chin up, baby. You got this. Yeah. And if it doesn't